It was clearly a frame-up, like Russian collusion, like the innocent Ukrainian conversation, on and on and on. That means people are expert at trying to frame Donald Trump.
According to Rudy Giuliani, the left secretly planned the insurrection to frame Donald Trump. Yeah, that's just another lie Giuliani unleashed on his show, Common Sense, yet again proving the old adage that common sense isn't all that common. Perhaps that's why Giuliani is now facing new charges, and this time in the District of Columbia. Welcome into TYT's Overruled. I'm your legal analyst, Adrienne Lawrence. It appears that the former personal attorney to President Donald Trump is about to be disbarred in the District of Columbia for pushing the big lie through the legal system. The D.C. Office of Disciplinary Counsel, that's the entity that polices attorneys for ethical conduct, alleges that Giuliani made baseless claims in federal court filings about the results of the 2020 presidential election in Pennsylvania. Now, these charges were filed the day after the first public hearing held by the U.S. House Select Committee investigating the attack on the U.S. Capitol. The charges, which were filed with the D.C. Court of Appeals Board of Professional Responsibility, allege that Giuliani violated two professional conduct rules by doing the following. The complaint says Giuliani sought an emergency order to prohibit the certification of the presidential election, an order to invalidate ballots cast by certain voters in 7 counties, and other orders that would have permitted the state's assembly to choose its electors and declare Trump the winner in Pennsylvania. This is the second time that a bar has taken action against Giuliani, as the New York bar suspended his law license in June of 2021, similar for pushing the big lie. Yet Giuliani continues to lie. Check out what he recently peddled on his show, Common Sense.
Of the obvious point that this was something that was put together by the left movement, it doesn't necessarily only mean Antifa. It means others that were trying to do anything they can to destroy any attempt that Trump had to rectify the massive voter theft.
First, he claims that the left secretly planned to, frame Donald Trump with the insurrection. And then after the January 6th hearing on Thursday, Giuliani now argues that there wasn't an insurrection or a coup at all.
It's going to take a long time to deconstruct this, but I assure you, as I assured you about stolen election, this was not an insurrection or a coup. The president had nothing to do with it, and none of the people close to the president did. And the way in which they're being treated is an indication of the fascist-type government that the Bidens, the Pelosi's, the socialists who always like fascist-type government, authoritarian government, that they'll run as long as you keep them in office.
It's fair to say that Giuliani is a menace to society and to common sense. You know, the once great man that was the mayor of New York and the head of the most powerful U.S. attorney's office in the country has now been reduced to a punchline, and ridiculous conspiracy theories and lies just swarm around him and are costing him his livelihood and law license. And what does he have to show for it? Mounting legal bills, defamation lawsuits, and distanced former presidents who aren't here to support Giuliani at all. Not to mention, it seems that he has a son who's as intelligent as a bag of rocks.
Do you want the Trump endorsement?
Of course, I would never.
Does it help in New York?
I think it does. I'm totally against the idea that, well, you have to stay away from Trump in blue states. I think there's nobody that's changed, not just the Republican Party, but changed politics over the last 50 years.
Yet Giuliani keeps pushing these lies in favor of Donald Trump. When will he get it? Do you think it's going to resonate before or after he's in handcuffs or bankruptcy court? You let me know in the comments below. Hit that like and follow button, and thanks for watching.